Hello, Eva here with Eva Lovee Arts, and today I will be using my Twinkling H2O's and Vivid Ultra Metallics to create some painted papers on some old book pages. So I have put this in super speed mode just because I didn't figure you would like to watch me paint for 2 hours. So I'm just saving you some time here. And I'm not going to list out all of the colors that I'm using like I normally would on a video, just because I used so many colors, and really you can use any colors that you like to do this. So I'm starting off just by painting some horizontal lines across these book pages, and I'll let those dry before I come back in with a second coat on top with some more details. So here I've decided to do some diagonal lines, and you can do vertical lines, wavy lines, chevron lines, basically anything. Here I am trying some circles, and you really just want to get a bunch of color on the paper, and you can do that in any design you'd like. Now once I'm done, these papers will be great for scrapbooking, card making, collaging. I'm going to be showing you how to decoupage them onto a glass vase today, but you can use them in any of your mixed media work, and when you cut them up into smaller bite-sized pieces, they can be mixed together into beautiful designs. Now, since the Twinkling H2O's are of course a watercolor and I am completely covering these pages, I am keeping in mind to keep my complementary colors away from each other so that I don't end up with mud when they run into each other. So that's just keeping reds away from greens, purples away from yellows, and blues away from oranges. Other than that, you can pretty much put them next to each other and they will blend together to make really pretty colors. Next, I'll be using my fine liner that I have mixed some hunter gray primary elements along with some of the solution, and I even mixed up some of the acrylic glaze in there just to make it more of a paint. I was having some issues with it though. I think I should have made it even more watery than I did, because I was really struggling to get it to come out, and eventually I just give up on it and decide to just stick with my metallics, Vivid Ultra Metallics instead. Something I will be trying is to put some of the Vivid Ultra Metallics in a fine liner, because I'm just thinking about that now after the fact. And the Vivid Ultra Metallics do have a nozzle that you can just write with, but it is not a fine tipped nozzle, so I'm going to have to try that out, and maybe you'll see that in an upcoming video. So as you can see, I'm just taking some contrasting colors and painting straight on top with some doodles, using lines, squiggles, scallops, circles, zigzags. You can just cover it with whatever your heart's desire. This is the eraser of a pencil, and I'm using it to paint some dots. You can use various brushes to get different effects. I'm using a round brush here, but I also have a flat brush. I'm not sure the size, I think it was a 1/2 inch flat brush, and you can use that on its broad side to get nice thick lines, and then you can turn it on its side to get thin lines. I'll show you that here in this next card. On this page, I decided to stick with the True Metals Silver Vivid Ultra Metallics, and it is just beautiful. I can't tell you how reflective this paint is. It is made with real metal and instead of mica, so it shines like you wouldn't believe. And just to add a little variety, I broke out my Silks acrylic glazes so that I could add in some additional color. And I'm using the boysenberry, ginger flower, and spiced tomato, I believe that last one was. So I'm just creating some lines and dots and circles and just having fun. I got the inspiration for these painted papers from Shimmy Dixon, who also happens to be having a birthday giveaway right now. I'll put a link to her birthday giveaway video in the iCards as well as in the description, and also the video that she did the painted papers on in the iCard and the description as well. So thanks Shimmy for the inspiration. And if you'd like to play along in her birthday video challenge, all you'd have to do is use one of her video tutorials as inspiration to create something, and then take a picture of it and email it to her by September 3rd, and the winners will be announced on September 6th, which is her birthday. So those of you that know Shimmy know that she is a real sweetheart, and even if you don't play along, you should go over and wish her a happy birthday. Now right here I'm using a tiny straw that actually came in one of my son's toys packaging, so that made some really great little dots. And next I'm using a regular straw dipped in the paint to create some tiny circles. And then I'll fast forward and show you how I cut those little papers into strips. And next I'll be using this Mod Podge Dishwasher Safe glaze to attach the papers and decoupage them onto this glass vase. And I'm just doing this randomly, but I am kind of sort of giving some thought into dividing the warm colors from the cool colors. The directions do say to apply the Mod Podge to the vase and also to the back of the paper that you're applying, so that's what I'm doing. Now I've laid the glass vase on a folded towel on my desk just to keep it from rolling all around and give it some cushion. That little brush I'm using is also by Mod Podge, and it is a gold Taklon bristle brush. So as you can see, I'm just working my way from the bottom to the top, and almost done with that. And I'll have one more section before I will be done. So now I'm just checking for any spots that I may have missed, and if I see any, then I am covering them up with some other strips of paper, and then I will give one more coat before I let it dry, and I'll add some glitter. This is an old Stampin' Up! Dazzling Diamonds glitter that I have from ages ago. And then I'll let that dry for 1 to 2 hours, and then I'll put another coat, and then let that dry for another 1 to 2 hours. I did 3 coats, letting it dry from 1 to 2 hours in between each coat. And yeah, I think it turned out really beautiful. I'm really proud of it, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and leave some love in the comments below, and subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget to check out the Color Art YouTube channel and blog, where there is daily inspiration from artists around the world. Thanks for stopping by.